All right, and welcome to the Duval Sports Podcast. I'm Andre Ellis of Duval Sports. Man, I hope everybody is safe from the hurricane that happened last week. Uh, I lost power, so wasn't able to do the show normally before the week, but um, I'm just glad that our area is safe. We're praying for the Big Bend area in Tallahassee. We're certainly praying for our brothers and sisters throughout Georgia and North Carolina. I'm sure you all have seen those images in North Carolina. So our hearts go out to all of the victims and the recovery efforts, and we'll bounce back from this definitely. And lots of games were either canceled or rescheduled on the Northeast Florida. So we had some games Friday, and we were there. We'll talk about some of those games. We'll also preview some of the games that are happening today and talk about some teams. We're doing a different this week. We're doing live previewing games right before the kickoff. We've actually got Christian Schultz, who's at Rains in Riverside right now. So make sure you follow Duval Sports on social media for those live game updates. The first to do it was Duval Sports, so you all know where to go. We are trusted. So I'm so glad that you joined us here on the Duval Sports Fourth and Goal podcast. Now let's get into who had the sauce for Week 5. Now I know some games were already played for Week 6, but we haven't finished that. So we're going to jump into Week 5 and who had the sauce. Let's hear from our sponsors first, and then we'll talk about who has the sauce.
Ready to sauce up your wings, brisket, and veggies? Try Georgia May's Buffalo Wing Sauce and Georgia May's Garlic Hot Sauce. Our do-it-all sauces make meal prep quick, convenient, and fun. The smooth finish of our delicious buffalo sauce coats every wing evenly, delivering a flavor-packed bite every single time. Try dipping for even more flavor. Our Garlic Hot Sauce brings any dish to the next level. Shop online at bdscaters.com.
Remember, promo code Duval. That's promo code Duval. Go to the site, get that sauce. It's real good, man. They've got several different ones. Georgia May's, got to pick it up. If you like to eat like me, and if you like good sauce, that's the one to get. Now let's get into who had the sauce on the field. And none other than my main man from Bowles, Ethan Drum. Man, Ethan went off last week. He passed for 288 yards, 4 touchdowns in the game. Just a complete domination on the field and helping Bowles secure a hard win against big-time Oakleaf. Now, I'm telling you, I was thinking that Oakleaf might come out with the win. They took Hawthorne to overtime and lost in that game. They dismantled Riverside. They had been playing really good football. So I thought that they were going to get him, but Bowles, thanks to this guy, Ethan Drum, was able to come back and really go ahead and bring them ahead. So Ethan Drum, man, you got the sauce. Man, you are the Duval Sports Week 5 Player of the Week, sponsored by Georgia Mays. Man, look at those stats, man. Of course, Drum is a Georgia State commit, the big 6'3", 202-pound senior who's leading Bowles to wins this year. And he's just getting better and better all year long. So that was a great win by his team. And let's talk about that, okay? I mean, that win was crazy. I mean, Bowles jumps out to this big lead. I mean, Emmett Grisman is running the ball. Drum is passing the ball all over the place. He's hitting Tony Neal on screens. Tony Neal is a factor for Bowles in the game. And here comes Oakleaf right back. And you got to give Jack McKissick credit for really doing well. Jordan Price over there. Carlos Withrop, over there. Michael Connor. And then the big man, Christopher Ford, Deuce. Christopher Ford II, man. He rushed for over 200 yards and several touchdowns in that game. Oak Cliff came storming back, but Drum and Naeem Burrows, he hit him, for some big long gains and a touchdown as well. As Bowles had a late comeback in the fourth quarter after Oak Leaf took the lead, and they got the win. So that was a big win for them. Bowles has ball win today. Follow Duval Sports today for that preview. We have somebody out there today with live game coverage. So we've got that preview for you, and also the live game coverage of Bowles and Baldwin. Now let's recap the game of the week, which was St. Augustine and Nice. This was an amazing game, a game that just it took an extra quarter to settle it, and we just knew that was going to be the case. In this game as well, St. Augustine jumps out to this big lead, and Trendell Anderson is just rushing all over the place, scoring touchdowns. Lachlan Hewlett is throwing touchdowns. Carl Jenkins Jr. is involved. Trenton Jones is involved. So St. Augustine is really clicking on all cylinders. They build a 3-score lead. Right back comes Nice right after halftime. A pick six. Nice got a pick six, which was a great job there because their defense really was struggling, but it was just great to see that their defense stepped up, and that was Elijah Luckett, that Elisha, excuse me, not Elijah, unlike the Bible, from Elisha to Elijah, but Elisha Luckett. He's the one that got that pick six, and it was on like popcorn. I mean, my Nate Harry, he started wheeling and dealing, started slinging that ball to Maddox Spencer, who caught a touchdown. Vernon Stevens then caught a touchdown. So it was just a really big effort to come back and get that win for Nice, and it took overtime. They went into overtime, and they were able to stop St. Augustine on a 2-point try when they tried to win the game. So that was an amazing win for Nice to beat St. Augustine. No one had Nice winning, but St. Augustine did fall, and we had St. Augustine losing, but only because of what we saw. St. Augustine's defense is a little bit suspect. They're not as sound as they were last year. They lost some key starters, so that's going to be something they have to shore up down the road. Nice's defense, on the other hand, had been a stifling team, so that was a rough start for them, but they settled down in that second half and started playing Panther football. So Nice is undefeated, and St. Augustine has one loss. But when I tell you about Nate Harry, man, let's talk about this kid, man. Nate is all over the place. Just really playing some great football. His coach is raving about him, saying he's playing the best quarterbacking in the state right now. And I mean, who can argue with that? Nate is in that game. He passed for 252 yards and 4 touchdowns. And on the year, I mean, he's just really slinging it. He's passed for 664 yards and 6 touchdowns. So, he's really playing some real good football. And that's what you like to see from your leader. There's that touchdown right there, man. That touchdown that tied it up. So Nice is a very dangerous team, and they're a team to watch out for. So I definitely would not put my money against them because Nice is playing some really good football. Now let's preview some games real quick that we have. let's just go down the list and tell you about some of the games today. Jackson and Wolfson is today. Bishop Kenny and Terry Parker. Jackson and Wolfson is going to be, um, Jackson should win that game handedly. Wolfson is an improved team, but Jackson should definitely get that win. Bishop Kenny and Terry Parker. Terry Parker is they haven't won a game this year, so Bishop Kenny is really playing really good. They had a big win against Turquoise Creek a couple weeks ago. They took Bowles to the brink. They were up in that game. They fell to Beachside, but they should get a good bounce back game against Terry Parker. Ed White and Merritt Island. This is a game that they played last year with Ed White getting that win. So let's see if Ed White can make it another win against Merritt Island. Menendez and Westside. That should be a good one. Going back and forth. Westside is actually playing some pretty good football. Menendez had a tough loss last week. But Westside has played teams tough. So Westside should definitely get that win. Mount Dora Christian and Duval Charter. Here's the big one, Buchholz and Nice. So Nice is trying to stay undefeated, but they've got a big test coming up in Buchholz. I mean, Buchholz, one of the best teams in the state, always a team that actually knocked them out of the playoffs a couple of years ago. Buchholz comes in 3-2 on the year, but they're still a big time program. Their two losses were to Manatee and to Richmond Hill, but they've got wins over Vanguard, Eastside, Vero Beach. So those are some games that are going up here. If Nice can beat Buchholz, that would be a tremendous win. Not only are they representing for Northeast Florida in the Jacksonville area, but they're able to go outside and beat a powerhouse team in North Central Florida, which is good. Fletcher and Oakleaf is today. Oakleaf wants to bounce back from that loss to Bowles. Fletcher had a bounce back game against Sandalwood, dismantled them. Sandalwood is winless on the season, so that was a good game for them. But Fletcher needs a signature win, and they can get one against Oakleaf. West Nassau and Fernandina Beach. That's always a big rivalry, and that one is today. And then, of course, Baldwin and Bowles. So go ahead and check those out. Before we go, make sure you get your player profiles with Duval Sports. Okay, we like to help kids increase their exposure. And I'm telling you, it works. Colleges hit us up; they get our inbox and our information, and we send them different information about players. So get your player profiles on DuvalSports.com. Go to DuvalSports.com, click on Get My Player Profile, and it'll show you how to get it. It's a difference maker, especially if you don't have a 247 Sports profile, if you don't have a Rivals. It comes with your huddle, pictures, a breakdown of a bio, and it also follows you all throughout your college career. It's updated every year with your college achievements and stats. So we're the only ones that do that here in Northeast Florida. So make sure you get that. Once again, I'm Andre Ellis. Thank you for tuning in to this short podcast. Enjoy the games today. We've got Rains and Riverside. That's going to be a big one. Okay. We've got somebody there right now. You can turn in the Duval Sports to see Tayshawn Gelsey from Riverside take on Timothy Cole from Rains. That's going to be a big one. So check out that one. See you later.